Get it? So, yeah, everyone, please settle down and log into Tufan once. Everyone, please log into Tufan and check is your credentials are working or not. If anyone attending for the first time, please check is your Tufan credentials are working or not. పెట్టేటప్పుడు స్విచ్ చేసుకో ల్యాండ్ స్విచ్చింగ్ కదా ఎన్నిసార్లు మార్చుకుంటూ అప్పుడు శ్రీకాంత్ సార్ దగ్గర నుంచి హెచ్డిఎంఐ స్విచర్ కేబుల్ అదే స్విచర్ తీసుకొచ్చి మీ సిస్టమ్ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తుంది మీ సిస్టమ్ని వైఫై పైన పెట్టుకో అది రెగ్యులర్గానే ఉంచు ఆ సిస్టమ్ అంటే ఆ సిస్టమ్ దాని మీదే నువ్వు క్లాస్ చెప్పు అదే ప్రొజెక్షన్లో ఎక్సర్సైజ్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఇది పెట్టు నువ్వు జస్ట్ స్విచ్చర్ పెట్టుకుంటే ఏంటంటే నీ సిస్టమ్ కనెక్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు నీ సిస్టమ్ స్క్రీన్ కనిపిస్తుంది దానిపైన క్లాస్ చెప్పు ఇప్పుడు ఒకటే సిస్టమ్ నడుస్తుందా హలో హలో హలో
Everybody settle down fast. Okay, quick check on the yesterday's class. What do you mean by JavaScript engine? Who wants to talk? What is JavaScript engine? Come on, please talk. What is JavaScript engine? Now you will be looking at your laptops when I ask some questions. All right, let me pick the persons then. What is JavaScript engine? What do you know? Please answer that one, no problem. Pass the mic. It doesn't mean that you need to go on pausing like a linked list. What is JavaScript engine, please?
Sir, engine which runs JavaScript in the browser.
In the browser, all right. The engine which runs JavaScript on the browser. Do you agree with it, everybody? Yes or no? Okay, in simple terms. Acceptable. So which browser you are using? What is an JavaScript engine for Chrome? V8 engine. What is a JavaScript engine for Firefox? Something like Monkey? Yes? It's Spider Monkey. Alright? So what is the difference between, we also looked at the hosting, we also looked at the data types, we also looked at TDZ, all of them. So what is the difference between null and undefined? What's the difference between null and undefined? Are those referred as a values to a associated to a variable? Are those values? Okay, the first question, I have a variable called name. Name equals undefined. Can I assign a value called undefined? Yes or no? Name equals undefined. Yes, we can, because it is also a type, one of the data type. I have just a let name, logging name. What would be the value for that? What would be the value for that? Let name, I am not initializing any value. Console.log name. Undefined. What was the difference between previous undefined and this undefined? The previous one we initialized the value to undefined. Here we did not initialize any value. By default it is taking the data type called undefined. Then how come null is different from undefined? Basically null is also kind of a data type, and which is trying to hold a value called null, which always tries to refer to an references. I mean to say like non-primitive data types like arrays, objects and other types. And you are deliberately making that as a null. You are intentionally making that as a null. Like name equals to undefined before, you are making intentionally that as a null, so that in the coming successive lines, if you write something like name there, it should not show you undefined, it should show you null. Alright? What is an TDZ, temporary dead zone? What is TDZ? What is TDZ? TDZ please. Temporary dead zone. We will have a scenario like a variable starting with we did not initialize any value to that, and we are trying to log something. Obviously you would get undefined because we did not associate any value to that. Where is it is trying to hold in its scope actually. The variable which you declared, it is trying to hold in its scope. The scope can be a global scope or its context scope. I hope you remember the stack which we ran yesterday. There was a global scope and a context scope. If it is in the context scope and but the value is not yet defined, or it can be in the global scope as well. Till you initialize a value, it is there. The variable is there but not associated to any value. How much memory I need to keep it simple, how much memory I need to allocate to that variable? Not yet decided because you did not associated any value to that. I hope you are seeing that. Alright, till then, till you associate a value, it is in the temporary dead zone. Once you have a value to that, it is available in the heap or whatever you would like to call it, and it is from there, it is not in the dead zone, it is in the active zone. Alright, that's how the hosting is helping us actually. Alright, internally it is going to create TDZ for us and doing hosting for us, and that's how it is trying to give us an undefined value or whatever. You would reference error or what kind of an errors we have seen yesterday? Errors. Undefined is not an error, please. Not defined. What type of error it is? Reference error. What does that mean? It's not available yet. Till that will be in the TDC then. Syntax error. Do you remember we seen the syntax error as well? Yes. What else? Answer please. Those who are coming today it seems like we don't know anything on it. It's okay. You can watch the video which is on our KMT list. Please go through that. Still, in case you stuck somewhere, please let us know. Alright? We'll continue today's session. We were waiting for you all to come. Alright. We all know control statements. And for in for of, you will be seeing that in a minute. Let's talk about the non-primitive types arrays. I think I need not introduce you much on the arrays. We already know what are the arrays from the other programming languages. Let's do some of the few methods which are available on JavaScript, and we'll move to the exercise on it. Then the strings, we'll see one exercise on it. Then move to the objects. How does it is different from an arrays? And if possible, JSON. Alright? Let's go ahead. I hope this practice is already available to you. It is from yesterday. You can please do that in the yesterday as well. I can't use it. One moment. Meanwhile, if you haven't connected to our local server, please open your docs, Google, and search for MDN arrays. Alright? Refer this documentation, please. You need not wait for me also. You can please look into this documentation very clearly, and it is readable. Alright? We'll pick few of them also. Let's see. Now, okay, let me open one more one which I needed for today. Strings, MDN, and also I'm keeping them ready so that I can switch to the LAN. I'll be a little quick on it, please, because we already know what are strings, what are arrays in other programming languages. We'll try to look into how does it differs in JavaScript. Alright. Okay. Alright. So like let, I'm trying to use the let way of creating an variables. So let me call as an fruits equals apple, banana, grapes. This is how you create an array in a JavaScript list. We have the other way also, constructor way. Let us try to keep it as simple as possible. And is it only the same type of data we can hold in it? No, we can hold an different heterogeneous data as well. Like you can hold numbers also here. You can hold numbers, you can hold the Boolean values, all of them please. Like Python, it can hold the heterogeneous data. Unlike in C, C++, Java, we hold on homogeneous data, whereas in JavaScript, we can hold the heterogeneous data as well. Let's try to log it. How does it look? Let's see that. You can see that, all right? And how do you access? Through index. I think I did not talk much on it. Let's try to take the banana here, for fruits of 1, the first index. All right. Now, what if I would like to add a new value to this? We did not read this from the console, right? All the values. What if you are reading from a console? You know, most of the exercises, we need to pass the data from the console. How do you add that to the array? How do you create an first array? Just let me take another one, like as in fruits and flowers, something. You can create an empty array like this. Alright? To that you can add the data, whatever you are trying to read from the console. How do I add that? That's what my question was. How do I add? I wanted to add some data to this. I wanted to add oranges to the fruits. So we have a function called push. Alright? Let me try to show that here. Can I do this way? Alright. Let me show where I am. Here. Alright. I can add up like fruits dot push. It tries to add to the end of an array, please. End of an array. Like you can assume that it's a linked list. You are trying to add to the tail of the linked list. So I would like to add orange. Now if you log it, you will be seeing the oranges added to the end of the list. What if I would like to delete? I think name itself is trying to say, we already know this push name from the data structures. Pop is a function used to delete the last element in the, pop is a function which is used to delete an element from the array. Alright, you can practice along with me. So it returns the value, so I am logging it. It's going to work on the original array, please. It's not going to, let me try to show you that one for confirmation. Yes, it is going to manipulate the original array. It's not doing only for that line, please. You see that? It's popped, orange is popped and manipulating the original array. Alright? Similarly, what if I would like to add to the first element, as a first element? For that purpose, we have a function called unshift. Shift and unshift. Like push and pop is a combination. Shift and unshift is another combination. If you would like to add up to the starting of a list, fruits dot unshift. Unshift, let me add something like berries. I'm logging it. You can see berries here. So what's wrong with if I add to the starting of an array? You know, this is an index based. All the index I have to move by +1. Imagine there are only a couple of elements here. Imagine if there are 100 records in it. 100 elements in it. I need to shift all of them. I hope you are seeing the time complexity here. If I am trying to add this as a shift and unshift, beware of that. It takes a little time complexity. Alright? For completeness, let me try to perform shift as well. Fruits.shift, which tries to remove the first element in the array. It returns a value, let me log it. And it is going to manipulate the original array as well. So let me comment out all of this. Alright? Can you see that? berries is been removed. It's returned the value. We have logged it. And if you see the original array now, it's yes, it's completely removed here. Right? So these are the 4 operations, basic operations you need to know if you are trying to read it from the console, please. Now, let's try to check and question a type of a functions. Fruits dot includes. Does it has any value called 20? It's kind of a question. Does it has? No. So it returns a Boolean value. Everybody, everything is on the MDN docs. Please refer that. I'm trying to pick few of them which we most often will be using. You see this? False. I know this looks trivial to you. Yes, we need to go through this. So includes is an one way, please. Okay? So what if? Index of, another questionnaire kind of a thing. Index of, you know, there is no 20 actually. Let me take the available value. Index of 10, it should return as 0, 1, 2, 3. Alright? It should return as a 3. This should return as a false. Another type of a questionnaire function. Oh, something went wrong. I typed only index, it is index of, please. Connection closed. Why? What's happening? 1 second. Yeah, it's coming. I think it's more zoomed. I hope you can see that. There is an array also over there. It's not showing up. I need to zoom out a little. Alright. So, now, important thing. I want something like, anything like, let's see this. Let's kind of a two-string kind of a thing. Fruits dot join. Join will take a parameter. How do you would like to join it? As of now, I wanted to use a space. It's a nothing. I'm not using anything there. It returns a array, please. Let me call this as a joined array. All right. Let me log it. Console.log. I think. Okay. Alright, you see that by default it is trying to take no spaces there. By default, comma is a separator over there, and if you observe, there is no square brackets to that. It's similar to our two-string method in Java. Alright, I would like to join with hyphens. Let's see. Let me pass that in single quotes. You can see that. Alright. So this is about the join, please. I hope you are doing along with me. I wanted, please read out the documentation. In a minute, we'll talk about slice and splice. Very important to understand and important interview point of view, please. This is trivial difference between them. And also, yeah, please give it a try. Interesting thing, I want you to check on this also if you are working. What is the type of fruits? We had an impression that it should return as an array. Well, my bad, it's not showing up. Still. You see, I see some text over here, but it's not showing up. Let me add some empty console logs. You can see that as an object, it's not an array. Why it is an object? That's very important to understand, please. Alright? We'll come to this point today while I'm talking about objects. Then you will come to confirmation why array is treated as an object. Meanwhile, please try about slice and splice. Read out the documentation, please. Array. Let me go to the slice. I think I need internet for this. I already loaded them. We should have try to yeah, here slice. Yeah, we have here. Did you try it? Let me show you that. Dot slice first. Slice takes in multiple parameters. Let's start with the two parameters first. 1, 3. Where it will try to get the values from the first index to the last index. The first parameter is the starting index. This parameter is the ending index, but this is not inclusive. 3 index is not inclusive, this is exclusive, please. Alright, let me show you that part. Console.log. And I want you to notice this one also. Alright. Let me have something here. Sliced one. Alright. Readability, you see this? From the first index to the second index. 3 is not inclusive. Now, I would like to redo this. Let me call this as a spliced one. Let me comment this part. What do you see there? Sliced one banana grapes over here. Spliced one banana grapes. What do you think is the difference? You would notice this difference. You may be in an impression who are learning for the first time. It's one and same. No, it's not one and same. Why would they would give this two different names if it is one and same? Alright. Seems to be one and same, right? Still. Now what I will do, I will try to do this here. Copy this. And let me store. This creates a new array, please. Spliced array. This would create a new array to us, whereas slice would not create the new array. Important interview question, please. Let me comment on this one. Or else I'll keep this as is. Let me write here original array. Do you see that? It is trying to manipulate the original array. I mean to say, it's trying to return a value. Slice does not return anything. Splice will return something. This is where, if somebody in interview asks you, what is the difference between splice and slice? The first thing you should come into your mind is, one will return something, another one will not return anything. Which one will return? Splice would return a new array. Slice would not return a new array. Please read the documentation, please. Alright. Then we'll go with adding up the two arrays, please. We'll add up the two arrays. How do you think? You know that we'll add the elements to an array by using a push functionality. Let me have the new array over here. Let colleges equals KMIT, NGIT, our group of colleges I'm taking here, KMEC, KMCA. Alright? Now, I would like to add upon the two colleges. Let's see. Not the two colleges, two arrays. First thing that comes to our mind is fruits dot push, because push will add up the elements towards the end of a list. Colleges. Let's try to log it fruits now. What's happening there? It is trying to add up, yes, but it is trying to take as an array itself. That means this is going to be a complete as in one value, not as all the colleges are in independent values. Like apple, banana, grapes are the values, independent values associated with the corresponding indices. This last one, which you notice, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth index is a collection of an array. I mean to say, it's a one thing. It's not spread over all the colleges and added to the fruits. Alright? So to confirm that, I think I need not confirm, you can see that there is a square brackets around it. So let's log fruits of 5. You would be seeing the colleges as a list. I don't want this to happen. I want all the colleges names in the second list to be added as an independent values to the first list. What comes into your mind, please? The first thing comes into your mind is the push, but I'm saying there is a drawback. There's a drawback for that. There's a push operation. Give me a minute. Alright. Batteries were down. Alright. Let's try to check. The other way of adding the two arrays. Okay. I want you to notice this one actually. What did we want? We wanted KMIT to be the fifth index. We wanted NJ to be the sixth index. We wanted other two colleges as the corresponding indices. So we are giving a bunch of elements to you. I wanted that to be taken independently, each element from that, and add to the first list. Here comes interesting operator called spread. Alright, there is a similar operator called rest. We'll discuss when the situation comes. Alright, so spread operator. What does it does? It tries to spill out everything. Whatever, you know, if I drop something like, if there is a glass of water, if I put hand in it, it spills out. If the, imagine that's a full glass of water. Alright? So similarly, here it tries to, let me try to comment out this. To what we would like to add, fruits dot push. What I would like to add, colleges. But if I do this, you see this on the line 7, this is what we have done there. So now, I do not want the complete colleges array as an independent single element. I wanted them as an independent elements all. So spread operator. This is how we use the spread operator. 3 dots. Similarly, 3 dots we use for the rest operator also. I'll let you know what is the difference between them when the situation comes. Meanwhile, you see this, we are trying to spread out what are the elements in the colleges. Okay, before adding that, let's try to log it so that you would understand. If I log this, what it is trying to show up. Do you see that? There is no array there. It's taking individual values from that. Alright? So, let's try to add up to this. Let's log the fruits. Is it working? Let's see. Do you see that? Important interview question, please. What is spread operator? Looks trivial, but when you are trying to talk in an interview, that confuses you because you also know the rest operator by then. Alright? Do you want a time to practice on so far, or are you doing along with me? Yes, please. How many of you want time? Only this. Rest of all doing with along with me. Like that, can I have more and more elements? Yes, please. Let me add up with new array. Let my new array equals to, I can have like this. Spread operator on the fruits, spread operator on the colleges. Alright? So log the new array. As many you wanted, those many you can do, please. Alright? You can go on adding many. Alright? I'll take one more method and I'll give a practice time. This is something like array. Let me call my array, which has some values like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright? 6, 8, 9, 10 something. Alright? So it looks like, what if I do not want these nested array in it? I do not want that. I wanted all that to be the, remember this is not a new array. I mean separate array so that I can use that name and use the spread operator here. Alright, you might be imagine. Okay, let's try. Will that works? What's make difference? Instead of array name, I'm trying to pass direct to array. Let's try. You know all the possibilities. Let me comment out the above one. Yeah, it's working. Good. But I do not want what if interviewer asks directly do with this. So we have a method called myArray dot flatten the array. Alright. How many arrays you would like to flatten? We have only the two nested array over here. Imagine we have many here. You would pass an infinity for it. If you want only the one, let's try one. And does it manipulate the my original array? Let's see. It's an interesting thing to experiment. Is it manipulating the original array or it's returning the new array? If it is manipulating, I should go on 4, 5, 6 should not be in the round square brackets. So flat only, I guess I'm not wrong. One moment, please. I'm checking the syntax. Alright. I think I should use let me read once. Flat is not a function. Flat may be taking. Okay, but it takes the parameters how many you would like to. Okay. If I'm not wrong, no. It's flat only. Let me try with infinite. I'm understanding. I wanted a last check on it. First, right. It seems like our our server, which our node is running on the Tufan, is not supporting this functionality. Yes, it is working, please. So let me show you up in the browser. Copy this again. Up arrow. Alright. So let me pass 1 over here and hit enter. If you look into this, this is coming from the first one. You see this? It's not manipulating. It's not manipulating the original one. So it is returning. Let's work on it. Let us try to store this as a new array equals new array. So if you look at this, it got flattened place. That's what it is. It does not manipulate the original array, it is trying to return the new array. That's how we try to hold that into the new array here, please. And why it is not working on our Tufan? It's because our node server is not supporting this flat over there. Okay. When we come to the node, or else you can run it on the browser as well. You can run this independently on the node on the VS Code and run with the node as well. You would be seeing that, please. All right. Now let me take a little. Give time to you for at least 5 minutes so that you will work on them, or else shall we work directly on the exercise? Okay. I'll wait for 2 or 3 minutes or some time till you practice all of them. They're practicing. Please work on it, try to understand the difference between slice, splice, who is modifying the original array, who is not modifying, what is spread. We did not go through rest yet, but what are the situations where we use this spread operator? Think on it. All right. And if you notice, I shown you the type of the array, type of our value. It is returning the object. Do we have any other way? Is it an array or not to check? Research. I think I have given you 5 minutes already. Research about that. How do I check my array is an array or not? Okay, 2 minutes. These are important interview questions, please. Slice, splice, spread operator, rest operator. We did not see it. I'll pose the question when I talk about rest also. How do I check the given array is an array or not? Type of array it is trying to give us an object. Why that I will talk in a minute. In the sense when I am talking about object. Do we have any other way to check is the given array is an array? Concentrate on my question. Is the given array is an array? Questionnaire function. Is given array is an array. Type of array is giving us object, lady. Yes. We do have another function. One person researched about it. Array dot is array. For example, fruits is an array. Array array dot is array. Pass the parameter fruits. It should give you array. Right? Because type of is not helping us. Now I'll ask the questions, please. What is join function? You remote cells కదా దేంట్లో. What is join? Boys over here. What is join? What is trying to do? What kind of a parameters it would take? What if it not passing any parameter to that? Boys, join.
So we pass a delimiter and all the elements in the array are joined by the delimiter, sir.
How it is returning? Is it an array?
Sir, string, sir.
Its type is string. Is delimiter mandatory? Everybody there?
Default is white space. Common, okay.
If you do not pass any delimiter, it is comma. If you pass anything, that will be joined using that. And if you observe the output over there, if you log it, it's not an array. It's a string. Alright? What is splice? What is splice? You are not doing anything now?
Spice returns.
Splice?
Will return, but slice will not return.
splice returns, slice does not return. I did not ask the difference. What is splice?
It removes the original,
Is it removing?
modifies the array.
Modifies the array. Okay. Alright. Pass it please. Difference between slice and splice.
So splice returns the new array, whereas slice returns, it does not return anything.
Which one is modifying the original array?
Splice.
Splice is modifying the original array. Slice is not, right?
Yes, sir.
What's the parameters for the slice?
Two numbers.
Two, okay. Parameters. What do you mean by that? What is the first parameter? What is the second parameter?
Starting index and last
Ending index.
Last index.
Is it inclusive or exclusive?
Inclusive.
It's not exclusive. It's not inclusive. I'm sorry. It's not inclusive. It is exclusive. If I pass 1 comma 4, fourth index is not included. It's 4 minus 1. Slice I'm talking about. It's not inclusive. Please concentrate on the splice one more time, please. Okay. Everybody give it a try. Array dot, array can be anything. Dot splice. 2 comma, imagine there are 10 elements in it. 2 comma 4. Splice. Please give it a try. I'm taking an array 1 to 10, or for better understanding, 0 to 9, so that you would relate to the indices as well. My array is 0 to 9, all the numbers. Splice from 2 to 4. What is the result? What is the result? Pass the mic, please. 2 to 4. 2 to 4. What's an output? 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Is it correct, everybody? Splice, I'm talking about splice. 2, 3, 4. You might be seeing that as, that's what there is a small differences there. You might be seeing output as, it returns a value from 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I correct? So the second parameter is what? Number of values, not the ending index. That's another difference between slice and splice. 2 says what 2 comma 4 in the splice. 2 says starting index. 4 says number of elements, not the ending index. Not the ending index. Now tell me something. Splice on 0 comma array dot length. Array dot length is a what do you call? It's a variable on the array. Okay. It's a static variable available on instance variable available on it. What's an output? What's an output? What does it returns? 0 comma array dot length. 0 comma array dot length. Don't look here and there, work out and let me know. It returns error. It returns everything or empty array? Splice would return something. What is it returning? Empty array. One of the interview question. How many ways you can empty an array in JavaScript? How many ways you can empty an array? And what are they? The first way just now we seen, it's a splice, 0 comma, how many elements, complete length I am passing. That is one way. There are 3 more ways, please. Out of 4 ways, we just now talked about only one way. How can you empty an array? Come on. There are numbers equals to 0 to 9. That is an array. I wanted that to be an empty array. First way, numbers dot splice 0 comma numbers dot length, that would return an empty array. The second way, return, check the return thing. You might be logging the original one. Numbers equal to 0 to 9. In the immediate step or somewhere where you would like to empty it, numbers equals empty square brackets. You know there is a way of creating an array, right? Empty square brackets. So it's going to delete all the elements. Second way. Third way. Think on it. How do you do if you do not have these methods? You know, array size in JavaScript is dynamic. I'm already giving the hints. You need to work on it, think on it, visualize. Run a loop, pop all the elements. Fourth way. Okay, shift method or pop method. Okay. Run a loop, perform pop or shift operation. Fourth way. There's an array called numbers. Numbers equals 0 to 9. Guys, you're not thinking. Why? All this you already know, you're not thinking. You wanted to sit and relax. If you wanted to listen, you will listen. Otherwise, you will not. Numbers, you know, my array is numbers. Numbers dot length equals 0. Fourth way. Numbers dot length equals to 0. Try all the way, it should work. We'll start exercise now on arrays. Work on it. We'll give 10 minutes for that. Exercise is started. Please explore that MDN docs. exercise is you have to merge two sorted arrays. Two sorted arrays. If I would have asked merge two arrays, you would have used what one place? If I'm not saying there is a class called sorted, how do you do that? Pardon? Spread operator, good one. Regular way for loop on the first array, or you take a second array, you will be pushing all the elements from the first array and the second array. The ideal way, since you already know about spread operator, spread is the right way. But I have a clause here, the arrays are sorted. So the result array also should be a sorted one. You will be thinking like first we will spread, then we will work with a sort one. Don't do that, think on the different methods. This is the time to explore all the methods on it. On an array. Make it fast, we do have more concepts to talk. Will you do one thing? Will you explore strings and come for the next day? Instead of me talking everything, will you explore the strings? Please explore the strings. I'll talk on the next concept on objects. Go ahead. Do the exercise. We'll wait for 10 minutes. Only method allowed on this exercise is push. Do not use any sort. That is the solution which I discussed here, like using spread operator and performing sort on it. Immediately somebody wrote on it using the same thing. No place. Do not sort. We are still learning. When we come to the application building, we will use these inbuilt functions. Compare the two arrays. I think I need to talk on the logic. Do you want me to? There are multiple ways of doing, but not the way which I am asking you to do using the sort. No, please. Do the other way. Hard way. We insist you to do that so that that sits into your mind. We have this kind of methods in an array. Bubbles are on two arrays. Do not use spread operator at all. Do not use spread operator. That simplifies, I understand. Out of 225 logged in, 87 are working. 87 plus 23 and 5. How about others? Other 115 members sitting idle. If you if you did not comprehend, please let me know. I'll come to you. Anybody still login issues? Login issue? Strange. You do have login issue? We are working on your thing. Your code is not going beyond your. Did you ask you to force?
Yeah. Who is Pujita? K. Pujita. Okay. Good code. Gaurav and Kushal. Gaurav? Where is he? Yeah. Expected. Both have the same approach. That's why. numbers? Five? Okay.
Any, if anybody stuck. Pushing all the values from the second array to the first array, performing bubble sort on it, no place. Read every element from an array, compare those two values. You can push that to the third array. Alright? This one is good. Um, where I'm using this K. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? I don't know who is this actually. Our arrays in JavaScript are dynamic. You need not add the length of the two arrays and create a third array. You can go on adding as many elements you would like. The code is good. The only that is falling is that length of the third array you are trying to declare the length of it. As many approaches you wanted, those many approaches. 49 stars. Shall I go for 49 stars? Shall I go for another topic? All right. We'll go further. Please work on it. We see 64 persons completed the task. There. This is a cheat sheet, or like most of the functions which we use in the class. Please explore more. This is not the all the functions which I have covered in the class is not only the thing. There are many. Please explore it. We already answered these questions. How do you empty an array in JavaScript? So we see the 4 different ways to empty an array. What is the difference between slice and splice? What's the type of array over here? It would be object. And what is spread operator? Alright? Very important and trickier questions. Seems to be trivial but important, please. As I said, please explore the strings. It's more or less equal to the arrays, and there are many functions available on the strings. Explore them. I would like to move further. Okay. Only one part I would like to talk on the string, which is something new. You may not know that before. Where I am writing? I hope this is my, okay. Not this one. This is student, okay. All right. How do you create a strings in JavaScript? Only that thing I will be talking, please. We will create the string mystr equals to double quotes, okay, mystr1 equals to single quotes. This is a basic way of creating. We have the third way of creating. This is in the other languages also. The third way of creating is by using backticks. Remember this, you are going to use this extensively in the Node and the React upcoming modules where you are going to learn more about it. So the third way of creating is new way, or else new str equals to backticks. The backticks is down on the keyboard, down to the escape key, left of the 1 key, numeric 1, and top of tab. Down to the escape above to the tab, left to the 1. Okay? There you go. This is a backtick, please. We call this way of creating a template literal also. We will not talk about it much now. What is the difference between the first way, second way, and the third way? The first way is, it's a kind of a contiguous manner. I mean to say, whatever you do within that, it's try to take. For example, I would like to give a list of colleges or group of colleges. You see this, in the next line I would like to add upon NGIT. Then third line I would like to add upon KMEC. Fourth line KMCE. This is not allowed in the double quotes. The second way also, it is not allowed in the single quote as well. But that is allowed in the third way. This way you can create whatever you would like to create. For example, I would like to, as I said, group of colleges. 1, KMIT. 2, NGIT. 3, KMCE, KMEC, third college. Fourth one, KMCE. See, I hit enter everywhere, but that was not allowing on the first way and the second way. But that allows on the third way. How do you want that way? It is going to allow on the backtick space. If I log it, new str, do you see that? You can print a menu over here, which is not allowed on the first way and the second way. Alright? And another advantage of this is, let me say, let my name or else college equals KMIT. Alright? I would like to print my college name is KMIT. Console.log. What basically we will do, my college name is, we'll append character over here, I mean place operator, and we'll write the college. Nothing wrong in it. Oh, it has come, okay. Let me comment this one. Do you see that? It's not working. This is a general way of doing that. What can I do any other way? Yeah, I can do by using the comma as well here. You know, when I'm doing the dot there, sometimes I use this comma there instead of plus. It's a shifting between JavaScript and the Java. Okay? This one. The third way, and we recommend you to go this way, console.log, backticks, my college name is, you did not go outside our closing backtick. Within this, name. But does it really give my name, sorry, college, right? I'm sorry. But does it really give my college name there? Let's see. No, it takes exactly what it is. How do I get this value then? So to get that value, we have some value over somewhere in my code. To get that value, use this dollar and enclose that in a curly braces. Now let's run this. There you go. This is not allowed in our double quotes and the single quotes. Now imagine you are trying to render on your web page. There are one product details. You know, for a product there are like 20 and 20, more than 20 description details of it. But I do not want to render all of them. I wanted to show only 3 or 4. How do I use that? You will try to destructure it and try to use this way of coding. You need not close, you need not use the plus symbol and comma symbol everywhere. Directly you can write everything in the backticks. You will be using this extensively, please. Get habit of this. Okay? That's what I would like to talk on the string, which is a new thing. The other thing, please explore the methods of string methods in the documentation. Whenever needed, since I am not talking much on the strings, whenever needed, I'll point on it if I'm using that in the upcoming classes. Alright? So let me comment everything. Concept I would like to talk is an objects. You know, our array type is also an object. Why it is non-primitive? Because in the primitive things we try to hold a single value, but whereas in the non-primitives we will try to hold more than one value. So how do I create it? So I have a syntax for you all. Basically, object is an instance so that you can collect the set of key value pairs. Like how do you do in other way? Like, right? So the objects can represent multiple or complex data types what you would like to use. The interesting thing from the other array is also a collection of objects, right? Collection of an elements, more than one element. How does it differ from an object? I'll talk that in a minute. Alright, this is where this. The values can be scalar values as well as the functions in it. We do have a functions in an objects. Okay, that makes the difference from the other data type list. So how do I create it? The first way, directly writing using curly braces, please. Curly braces, square brackets represents the array, curly brackets represents an object. Alright, so let me call something like student equals to so and so object. Now what do? I need to have key and value in it. So key can be anything, please. Key can be anything. If you wanted that to be a number, keep as a number. If you wanted that to be a string, keep as a string. Key can be anything here, but not the reserved words like let, const, while, do, while. I cannot use them. Alright? So first let me talk about the rule number, colon, value, please. Let me have some 501 rule number over here. So if you want more and more, let me hit enter over here for better readability. Alright? Name, colon, some ABC. Alright? You can have, okay, it's a number actually. I enclosed in a double quotes. Now let me have something like address, or else I would like to show up something different. I can hold anything actually. So I'm writing a fun. I can have a function also here. I can have a function also. Function, some name can be anything. I'm writing as an add over here. Alright. Console.log or return something. If you would like, if you are returning here, you need to hold there somewhere. So just to keep it simple, hello from object. This I cannot have in our array. Other references. And can I hold a number as a key? Yes, you can hold a number as a key also. What is going wrong? Why it is showing me an error over there? This is often happens with you also. I forgot to add a comma over here. And it is not taking. One moment. Did I miss? One moment. Close from line 4, instead semicolon, missing semicolon. One moment. I will not have this. What's happening? Oh, that's the bad. Here I had the semicolon. You should not have the semicolons. You can have the commas. Alright? So how do I use them then? Student dot rule number, student dot name, student dot fun. I had an add over here that is also allowed. This is called a named function. But how do I call it? Student dot fun. So I did not have this name over here. The the same readability and how to call this is provided by the key over here. Alright? So let me be quick on it. So by this I would like to show you that the key can be a string, the key can be a function, I mean the value in it, the key can be also a number. Alright? Let me print complete object once so that you would see how internally it is going to be converted. Fun is showing as in fun. One, you see that it is quoted in a single quote. And one which we added at the last is been showing up as the first element in the object. So, it is internally going to convert that into a string if you are giving a numbers. You know that my last key value pair was 1 colon ONE. 1 is converted into the string. And if you observe, let me run. Remaining order preserved here. The order which we inserted, that is preserved. Alright? So there might be a question to you also. Are the key value pairs in the objects or how do we insert that way is preserved, or is it going to alter anything? We'll talk more about that in a minute. Meanwhile, since we are at the basic of it, let's try to log one thing. Student.name, this should return the ABC. This should return the ABC. Student.fun, I'm calling directly the fun. So that should return console.log. Since it is already logging in, let me remove this log. I hope you understand why did I remove that. What's happening? I forgot the parenthesis. There you go. Alright? So, the basic one please. Now tell me, what are your thoughts on it? My array type, why it is object? Why my array, you know, we already see that. Type of array, why it was object now? You know the type of array was not showing as an array. It was showing as object. By looking at this example, think on the arrays also. Why my array type was object? Any thoughts on it? You want mic? Come on, what are your thoughts? Are you not getting any thoughts? Only one person is trying to answer. Green t-shirt. Speak out everybody. If it is wrong, we are here to correct you. This is not an interview. We are making you to prepare for interviews as well.
So the index is assigned to its value. Index will be keys and value will be the values.
Exactly. Round of applause to him, please. Come on, at least cheer up for your friend. The array indices is converted to as the keys. The value in the array is converted to an values. That's the reason array is converted to an object internally, but object needs key value pairs. Your index is acting as a key, and the value, which is an array, is acting as a value. Internally, it is going to convert array to an object. Are you on the same page now? I will show you that one. I hope I had that one here. Okay, you see this my array over here. Is my key over here? I don't know if last rows can see that or not. Is it in a single quote? This was array printing actually. What is that in a single quote here? No, because here it is an index. Because here it is an index. The same example here, I try to write 1 here. It is converting to a string. Here it is not as an index, it is a key. That's the reason in the future you may convert this into an array, or some array will come and join in this object. I do not want to clash with those indices. It is trying to convert this one into a string, double quote, single quote one. Oh, one moment. It is a single quote one, so that in the future, if some array come and join with my object, I should not clash with that one index over there. It is converting that into a single quote so that it is not an index, clearly mentioning that. Are we on the same page? Alright? Now you would answer why my array is an object. Alright? Yeah. Let's do more and more. Create basic CRED operation on an object. We already created here. Okay, can I add update out of the creation we have done? Retrieve we have done. Update one. Can I add from outside the object? Student dot something address equals some Narayan Guda. Can I add this from the outside? Can I update my object like this? Two things I'm showing. Update as well as doing that from the outside the object. Can I do this? What are your thoughts? Allowed? Allowed or not? Yes? Let's confirm. Do you see that? Yes? It's allowed. Update. Delete. If I wanted to delete one of the key value pair, how do I do that? I can do delete. Delete is an operator. Student dot some name I would like to remove, and let me log the student now. If you look at the second output, we do not have the name. I want you to try this delete operator on array also. Delete so and so index. Delete fruit of 2. Check on it, okay? Is the CRED operation on the object is clear? Yes? Everybody, are you on the same page? Yes? Let's go further then. I can also access my objects by using not only the dot operator, square brackets also. Because, what does this mean? Exactly like array calling, right? However, our object is also our array is internally an object. Does this allowed? No. Name is not defined. What is going wrong, please? What is going wrong? Actually, this is allowed, but something I am missing. Someone said already. Pardon? Quotes, yes. WhatsApp. Oh, it's on the top actually. Yeah. Alright? You can access through this way also. Homework for you. when to access dot operator, when to access with square brackets. Interview question. Second homework. First homework was delete operator and an array. Second homework is when to access with dot operator, when to access with square brackets. All these are interviews, please. Interview questions. All right. We have done all the cred. Let's try to do some okay. One small check on it. Do we have? Let me comment all of this. All right. Do you remember for off and for in? I said I'm reserving that for later. Let me talk one of it. In operator. Yesterday some person was using directly in on an array. I said wait for today. All right. So in operator, let's try to check. Do we have name key in the object? Yes, of course. How do I check that one? Name in student. All right. Let me log that one. In is another operator in the JavaScript. It should return the true for us. You see that? That's a true. Now, do we have college in KMI in student? Do we have? No. It is false. Now, this letting us me to iterate through an array also. Iterate through array. How do I do that? Now let's try for it. So for loop, for in. Try to get it from that. In where? From the student. In each student, it will try to return the property. All right, property, or else anything. Pardon? Let me give some. I don't like this naming, but at this moment, let's try to log the ABC. Comment out the previous one. What do you notice? What do you notice? What it is returning? Keys. So now tell me now, can I use in operator on an array? What does it returns? Indices. Alright? Everybody? Are you with me? Alright? So there's another way of returning, getting the keys also. Keys, okay, before going to that, can I do this way now? So that I can get the values from it? There's a wrong, something will be going wrong here. Okay, let's run. We got it, there's nothing wrong, okay. We got the values, alright. What I'll do, copy this and undo the previous one, paste it over here. The way of getting the values. Okay, I forgot to write. I think I need not write let or const. Alright. That I already shown over here. So there is another way also. Let's try. Okay. You can get the keys and values directly by using object.keys. Object.keys and pass the student. This would return all the keys of the student. O uppercase please. this would return all the keys. Let keys equals so and so. Log it. It is returning all the keys and storing that into an array. Similarly, we have the values as well. Object dot values, and try to hold that into the values. Log it. It would return only the values. There you go. Alright? Values and the keys. What if I want both of them? You can directly log it, or else we have entries. I'm sorry. This is redeclaration. On the let, redeclaration is not allowed. Do you see that? And the interesting thing, it is not returning as an object, it is returning as an array. Please make a note, all of them, please. Now, I wanted something like my object is crucial to me. I do not want all other client working on it or the developer working on it to update the values. We have freeze option. We have freeze. So let me comment everything. So here I am trying to update my address. I am logging it. Now try to use object dot freeze what student. Now let me try to add up something. Student dot, I don't have what shall I add? College
phone number
equals KMIT, and let me log it now again. Do you see that? There is no college here because we freeze it. I hope you are seeing that, everybody. You are seeing the scenario also. Use case, when you wanted your object to be not to be updated by the other developer, please perform freeze on it so that nobody would update on it. The developer will not know. He is trying to do something, but it's not even throwing an error to us. See there. He will be in his old world. I am updating my object there. Alright? So, if it is freezed, can I delete a value from it? Can I delete a entry in it? Let's do that. And let me log it again. What did I remove? I removed the name. No, it did not remove it. Actually, it should. One moment. Name. Am I missing anything? Delete student dot name. Okay, since it is freeze, it is not allowing me to update and delete. There is another option called seal option. Basically, it is used for perform the delete operations. You should not remove anything. Okay, let me see, is it updating and deleting? Let's try to get the difference. See, it should not allow the delete. I think my bad. This is not that seal, math seal. This is stamping seal. Do you see that? There is no updation, there is no deletion. Please check out more on it. Now, do we have the time? We'll try to. Okay. Do you need some time to work on this? Or else we'll open up one exercise on objects. Work on it, please. In the next class, I'll be talking on. Don't go away, still I have something to talk. I'll be continuing these objects, working with map, reduce, filter on an arrays and also object and JSON, then immediately moving to the Node.js. We'll start one exercise. Program 8, please. It's an object. There's an object called book. You need to work on the book. We already given the object there. Somebody packed their bags as well. Make it fast. In case you stuck somewhere, call upon me. I'll be helping you out.
Yeah, those who said they have login issues, please use the password KMIT123 and login. K capital. The password is KMIT123, K uppercase. Please log in.
Work on the exercise, please. Exercise 8. It's an object. I gave you 2 homeworks also. Perform delete on array index and check is it really deleting or not. If it is not deleting, what is happening there? The second one, what was the second one?
Delete operator.
Delete operator on the array. Second one.
The difference between when to use dot operator and square
Dot
brackets.
and square brackets on array. Accessing the objects. Lakshmi Swatvik. Why do we have any other way to do without square brackets? Everybody, if you look at the output we are expecting, it's a combination of a string, ID, book name, everything. How do you concatenate all of them? Will you use plus operator? Will you use plus operator? Nothing wrong in using that. We suggest you to use backticks and get the variable name what you would like to render there. You know, backticks, curly brackets with dollar symbol and the corresponding variable value, variable name. Please do that. It's a simple if-else statement. Please try both the ways, please, using square brackets, using dot operator, both the ways. And if you look at that, that is in books over there, library over there, is an array. And within that array, we have a collection of objects. So how do you get values from an array? By using, you can use square brackets over there. I'm okay with square brackets still there. After that, you have an object in it. So object property can be accessed through dot. Nothing wrong in using square also, but think on it. Tomorrow we have DAS session at, did you get information? 11:15, 11:15 to 1:15. Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow, Prashna Manch. Last time, those who come for slot 1 will be in slot 2. Those who come for slot 2 will be in slot 1. Okay? Same. Batch A will be coming to slot 2, batch B will be in slot 1. And I hope you have seen the message in the group. The topics are DDL,